Hey, this is Derek and Eric, DNC Boys Live.
Come check us out, Tampa's leader in sports nutrition since 1996, DNCSupplements.com.
Now serving 2 locations, DNC Supplements 54 in Lana Lakes.
All right, this is John Hansen for FloridaPhysique.com, and we are in the gym training with figure competitor Stephanie Noriega. I am here with Steve Matante, who is the coach of Team Redefine?
Yep.
Team Redefine. And we are at the Tampa Bay, the Powerhouse Gym in Tampa Bay, downtown Tampa Bay. And Stephanie has just competed in the Tampa Bay Classic, which is a really big competition out here, and she's getting ready for the Tim Gardner Extravaganza when we film this video. And she's doing a little bit of back and leg training. So Steve, how long have you been working with Stephanie for her competitions?
For our competition, we started back in January, getting ready for the Classic that was in June.
Okay. And now when you saw Stephanie's physique, this is her first year competing, right, as a figure competitor?
Correct.
What did you, when you assessed her physique, what did she need to work on in order to get ready for competition?
Well, I've known Stephanie for years, and she's always had a phenomenal work ethic when it came to hitting the gym hard. Nutrition was something that was just sort of lacking organization.
Okay.
So when she came and saw me with thinking about doing her first figure show, obviously the first thing that we did was we created a proper meal plan for her for the pre-contest.
Now was Stephanie pretty lean? Because she was really lean in this video. Was she lean before or when she met with you the first time?
Surprisingly enough, she had a great muscle structure on her and obviously a great bone structure as well, but body fat percentage-wise, we were probably in the low 20s.
Okay, really? Now, was she an athlete before this? Because I noticed when we get to her leg training, you could see her hamstrings are really developed.
She just loves all sports. She's personally very into, you know, professional sports, but herself, different activities she's done in the past, she loves running, so yeah, she has a lot of past sports experience.
Now, being a first-time competitor, did she need to put on muscle in order to get ready for her first show?
Not really knowing what she had in the beginning, we pretended like as if we needed to just grow everything.
Okay.
And that was the way we went into the very first show.
Okay. Now, you said that her legs were a little bit ahead of her upper body, right, as far as the development goes?
Huge, yeah. She's always been sort of known for her legs, even before thinking about competing, so we knew that was definitely going to be a strength she would have.
Yeah. Now, I saw with your back training here, when you were training her for her back, she was doing a lot of supersets. Like she would do pull downs, and then she would do these straight arm pull downs that she's doing right here. What was the reason for that? Yeah,
and Stephanie's kind of coming into this with some shoulder injury and shoulder pain.
Okay.
So just to make sure that she gets warmed up properly, we like to do a couple supersets just to get the blood flowing in the beginning.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Now, would that be something that she did all the time, or just pre-contest?
It usually depends on how she feels. Again, I'm more concerned with making sure her shoulder is okay, otherwise it doesn't really matter how we look if we're injured.
Now, what about the sets and reps? Like, here she's doing the seated cable rows. Would she be doing a little heavier weight, the typical, like, 6 to 10 reps, or would she be going a little lighter and doing more higher reps?
Something we did with Stephanie is I like to do drop sets with her. So what I mean by that is total sets, we're probably doing anywhere between 5 and 7. The first couple is more of a warm-up set, just get the blood flowing, get the muscles working on a relatively lightweight.
Right.
But as we increase the weight, that really challenges her. When she can only get somewhere between 3 to 8 good reps in, I'll have her drop the weight so she can finish out.
Okay.
So when she gets to that last set, we're really giving her a big challenge by maybe only being able to get 2, 3, or 4 good sets in, and we'll drop it down potentially 2, 3, 4 different times.
Okay. That's interesting. Do you do that with a lot of the figure and bikini competitors you work with?
I do. It's a great way to change up from the way they were working out before, which is either, you know, full body exercises, more cardio-based exercises, or almost too slow one body part at a time.
Now, with your philosophy on training someone for figure or bikini, you know, I know that there's different standards for both of those divisions. Obviously, a girl who's coming from no training at all would need to work on developing some muscle first, but you have to be careful also not to develop, I guess, too much muscle, right, for bikini. So is it just finding the right balance of muscular development and the leanness that they're looking for, the judges are looking for?
Well, it obviously all depends on the athlete and with what they're actually starting.
Yeah.
For me, the concern of having too much muscle really never plays a part on that, because a lot of the time those girls who do carry a little bit more muscle typically are the ones who actually can pull it off.
Yeah.
So it really is just so unique to their bone structure as well.
Yeah.
I was not concerned with the size of Stephanie's legs. It was a positive for her. So I was never a fan of having her tone down her legs. We just know that we need to have her upper body match up with her legs.
Okay. So what's her training routine like then during a typical week? Like how many days is she weight training, and how does she split up those body parts?
For Stephanie, she's actually doing 6 days a week of weight training.
Okay.
I do have it split up body part for her so she can take it slow. She does do a chest day. I know a lot of the time some females will think they really shouldn't do that, but what the chest does for her, not to mention her triceps and her shoulders, is just part of the full package. The only muscle group I actually have her in her work twice a week is legs.
Okay.
1 day of her legs is, as you can see, where we're focusing on the full body. So we're doing everything hamstrings, we're doing leg extensions, squats, leg presses.
Right.
And then the other leg day is focusing solely on glutes and hamstrings.
Okay.
A day of glutes and hamstrings will be usually considered 2 to 3 different exercises of hamstrings, like this one. Stiff-legged deadlifts, like we'll see next after this. And we'll also do a lot of single leg exercises, like single leg squats, lunges.
Now what would you do for the glutes to emphasize those?
We do like to do some glute kickbacks with the cable, the leather strap that goes on our ankle. But really anything that you're doing one leg at a time is really emphasizing the glutes already as well. So we'll do weighted lunges with the bar and actually do some walking lunges. I'm also a big fan of the AB ductor machine, really helping to work the outsides of the glutes as well.
Okay, yeah. Now with the cardio, how do you emphasize that? I mean, I'm guessing just like you said, everybody's different. So depending on how lean they get or how fast their metabolism is, probably that determines how much cardio they're going to do, right?
Absolutely, not to mention also the energy they have and where they are in their pre-contest. Towards the end, it can get pretty exhausting. To expect a girl 3 weeks out from a show to go out and do sprints, in my opinion, is not only not helpful, but also potentially dangerous as well. So I'm very much more of a fan of that steady state cardio.
Okay. And how many days a week would you have them do that typically?
Again, it's all different. Sometimes I would rather have a girl space it out so she's not ever doing too much at one time. So I would rather 20 minutes, 5 days a week, over having her do, 2 days of an hour.
Yeah, okay. Now, as far as the diet goes, is there anything you believe in as far as lower carbs or more fat or moderate protein?
Yet, I have my bachelor's degree in exercise science, and so therefore knowing truly how the body works, I am more of a high-carb guy.
Okay.
Stephanie, on some days, even 3 weeks out from the show, I was having her have, if I was to calculate it, close to 400 grams of carbohydrates a day.
Wow.
And that was almost every day. We came into getting ready for the Tampa Extravaganza extremely lean off of the last show. We had about 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And she actually continued to have her body fat drop, even with 300 to 400 grams of carbs a day.
300 to 400 grams a day. Wow, that's crazy. Wow, good for her. So what's next for Stephanie? She did 2 shows this year, and that was her first time competing in figure. So what's next?
Yeah. Well, she's about to do the Tampa Extravaganza in a week.
Okay.
So we'll see how we do there. That is a national qualifying show. Whether she does or doesn't qualify, as of right now, Stephanie has her sights on the Europa in Orlando come March or April of 2015.
Okay.
And then we're going to sort of take it from there and have a good off-season to be able to build and balance out what we need to and for what we hear from the Extravaganza.
Yeah, so you'll really take care of her diet for the off-season then, so she puts on some good muscle.
Big time, yeah. I hate when I see these girls do shows and they sometimes regret even having done the show because of the weight that they put back on.
Yeah.
Twofold. One, a lot of these girls are doing very, very low carb for a very long time. Sometimes it's psychological.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right, Steve. Well, thanks for joining us, and best of luck with Stephanie and your other clients for next year.
Thank you.